After a remarkable stop in the idyllic Cornish fishing port of Polperro, we were tipped off about another nearby Cornish paradise with azure blue water, sandy beaches, emerald green cliff tops and lots of reef to explore. We were told that we would find some of the clearest water throughout the entire kingdom here, although it wouldn't all be sunshine and rainbows, as Hank came down with a mysterious condition. But first it was time to set sail once more. We don't have the sunshine with us anymore, but we do have 20 knots of wind pushing us along at a respectful 6 knots. The sail from Polperro to our next anchorage would be a fairly short hop westward, and now that wouldn't be the sunniest of sails, it was a swift one. It's just dawned on me that Hank nearly always sits up here with us when we're sailing, and Carly just mentioned that he hasn't finished his breakfast, and we're heeled over, which would be, well, it would be the eject position from the bed, and so I'm going to go see where he is to make sure Hank is okay. Are you feeling okay? Just noticed that you didn't eat your breakfast. You look fine on the walk, you had a good walk. You didn't eat your breakfast and now you're not sat with us. You're sat down here. You sure you're okay? Well, give me knuckles if you're okay. No knuckles. Well, that's not good. He's feeling a bit under the weather. Alright, we're not going to be long. It's literally just a couple of hours. This might be one of the first anchorages in a long time where we haven't got all to ourselves.
So we want to go, I think we'll drop our anchor behind this little rock, which we can't seem to identify on here. Then we'll have plenty of depth at low tide.
Thank goodness for Google Earth. After arriving and dropping the hook in this picture-perfect looking anchorage, we couldn't wait to get off Godowa and start to explore this beautiful destination that is Prydmouth. Now when you find yourself in water this clear, there's nothing we enjoy more than a ground tackle inspection. The anchorage here in Prydmouth really looks like it has all the makings of another fantastic addition to the Great British Anchorage Guide that you can find on Godowa.com. It looks positively stunning from every vantage point. Although after catching a glimpse of the underwater world here, I wanted to take a closer look at what else may be hiding beneath the waves. I'll take you guys. Merci. Alright, it's time to leave the mothership in search of food. And for those of you that are not into fishing, maybe you just want to have a closer look at the topography of the water, well, we can do that too. You get the full service here at Godowa. Upload it to Godowa.com. I have no idea why that just had some sort of pseudo-American accent then, but it did. So the wind has died off in this lovely anchorage, and so the swell bridle that we normally use is probably not going to be that great for this spot. Plus it's really tight. We've got kind of reef quite close in on either side, so the amount of additional chain you need to let out for a swell bridle is such that with any windage, I just worry we'd be a little bit too close to the reef. We also don't want to necessarily move further out. So today is a stern anchor kind of day, and this is actually the first time we've actually used a stern anchor. Like in principle we know what we're doing, but this is the first time we've actually rigged the whole thing together. So we're going to figure out how that works in real time. So we're going to put a float on top of this as well, so anybody else that's coming in will know that there's an additional anchor out and doesn't just lay their chain across it. So alright, that looks like about the last of the line. Stern anchor, driving, and trying to talk to you guys at the same time. I think we've reached the upper limit of my multitasking threshold. Alright, so I want to head a little bit more west so that we can set the anchor over there, and then hopefully that'll pull us in the direction we need to go. There is a stern anchor float.
So Dominic's just going to drop the stern anchor over there. I'm going to start winching this in. Bye then. Cool spot, huh?
Oh, that's cool. Why do you always take better pictures than me? Oh, nearly. Nearly. He's keen. Hank's seen the partridge. Its face. So the next thing we need to do is get some phone reception and some internet, because we haven't been able to upload anything or download any songs. I'm really desperately trying to edit the next video. In the absence of a £1,000 4G signal booster, sadly we're not that rich. So we've just got the bag. Inside the bag is my phone. My phone is tethered to the computer, and then up she goes. I just want to address something that I saw in one of the forums earlier. There was somebody that was running into some problems in a particular anchorage they were in, but that's beside the point. One of the comments which jumped out to me was, and I imagine this is a mindset that's shared by so many people, and they said anchorages are a bit like restaurants. If there's nobody there, there's a good reason for it, and therefore you should move on and go to an anchorage that's busy. and it just blew my mind. I just was thinking all the best spots we've been to, all the greatest memories we've made, all the most magical moments we've had are in Anchorage, where there's basically nobody else. Like this one, there's no one here, but we've got one boat neighbour, and I'd guess the reason being is that, you know, there aren't any services here, so you need to make sure your boat's stocked with everything you want it to have. But also, if we were just anchored here and we hadn't set up a swell bridle or a stern anchor, this would be a really rolly anchorage. It's also been a bit of a tough summer, with the exception of June. June was amazing, no arguments there, but the rest of the summer has been, shall we say, variable. And it's getting to that time of the year now, we're heading into autumn, and after being in the water for a couple of hours, as glorious as it is under the water here, it's amazing. It is cold by the time you get out, and also again you're getting to that point of the year where there's condensation starting to appear on the boat in the mornings, and the boat's just starting to feel a bit damp. And so we've broken out the flue and got the fire going, and we've got some logs on board which we're burning, and everything is toasty and cozy on board. So this anchorage could be wet and cold and rolly, but thanks to a few modifications,